Lori, how are you?
I'm excellent.
Where are you from?
Longport, New Jersey.
I'm sorry for that. All right, I'm kidding. All right, go ahead.
I wanted to know what you feel is the most recent tipping point, and in particular, if this country's support or lack of support for Israel is going to become the cause of a tipping point.
Who wants to take it?
Well, I tell you, historically, that has always been a tipping point for nations, the way they treat it. And I've got to go back to what the Founding Fathers did at the Constitutional Convention, because when you look at what George Mason said and what Luther Martin said, they got into the aspect of national accountability. They said every one of us will account to God, but nations also account to God. And it was George Mason who pointed out that nations don't account to God in the next world, they account in this world. So if you believe that there's a God, if you believe that we are accountable to God, and you take something as simple as Genesis 12:3, where he makes a perpetual covenant, and he tells Abraham and his descendants, however they treat you, that's how I'm going to treat them. They bless you, you do.
That stinks on ice.
But that's what you see historically, whether it be through the Middle Ages, through World War I, through World War II, through modern history, the position that a nation takes toward Israel determines their economic fate and their political fate more than anything else.
Name the countries, Josh. Quick, go!
Syria, Rome, Babylon, Germany. All the above.
You know,
Chris.
I might make it more practical rather than a historical observation. That is this, and I probably shouldn't say this in my time in the military. I had a chance to work and train and exercise with countries from all throughout that region. And one observation I took away from that I'm certain of, and that is Israel is our closest and perhaps only true friend in that part of the world.
Oh yeah.
And if they are our ally, and they are, we need to recognize that. And
I'm convinced it is the end of the West if we don't support them and they fall. It is the end of the West and our lifestyle. Agree?
Agree.
Agree?
Yeah.
Agree? Does that answer?
Yes, thank you.
Stinks on ice too, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah, it does. All right. Let me see if I can get one more quick question. Yes, Peter.
Len, when do you think this apathy started? Is there a historical time point that you can point to in the country where people started to move away from believing in their politicians and paying attention?
Woodrow Wilson.
And how many generations of apathy do we have to undo?
Well, Woodrow Wilson is in a period really of great economic prosperity. And in the scriptures, God told his people, you're going to get that prosperity, and when you do, you're going to forget me. When you forget me, it's going to sink.
It really was. This is a time bomb that was planted, you know, starting with Teddy Roosevelt, the progressive era, time bomb planted. And they started the ball rolling. They thought it would go off a lot sooner, I think, than it has. But this is it. This is when the time period is. Now it requires us to do our own homework, do our own research, and return to the basics and the principles. Back in just a second. Thanks to our guests tonight, Chris Stewart, 7 Tipping Points, Joshua Charles, and from allbuilders.com, David Barton. Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll see you tomorrow with a quiz show. The things you learned on this show, or did you? Tomorrow night from New York. Good night, America.